Welcome, Sojourners. You have found yourself a cozy place here at Sojourners Awake. I'm Jonathan, and this is our production of The Bookish and the Brave. Like you, the Sojourners are on a mission. And in this session, we explore one particular character, a dwarf from Grovelore who has been minding his own business, working as a cleaning facilitator for Baldtop Library. Once or twice this dwarf has crossed paths with Crankshaft, the old man who owns a cottage, the only piece of private property in Baldtop Library. This young dwarf has worked for Crankshaft, and today will find himself presented with a mission into the Bellowground. In the world of Bonzaro, the Bellowground is much like the subterranean caverns, caves, and tunnels of the Underdark that you might be familiar with in the world of Faerun in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. I hope you enjoy my particular take on what life and the world is like underneath the surface of the world. I'm very proud to say this episode has been produced with my son. We've been playing Dungeons & Dragons since 2017. And he was my very first player. I hope you enjoy this little mini-series starring Rurik Steelfist, a level 1 dwarf wizard. And so for now, our story continues. And so for now, our story continues. Crankshaft looks up from his book. The clocks in the hallway chime loudly, interrupting each other as they announce dinner time. A small figure waddles into the study and bows low. Its body appears as the stalk of a mushroom, and its head blooms into a pointed tip. With no eyes or ears, this creature speaks with a telepathic link to Crankshaft. "Dinner is ready, sir," it says quietly in its head. Crankshaft sets down the book and sighs loudly. "I'm sorry, Stump." Crankshaft, the old man, leans down towards the fungal creature. "I've kept you here for too long, for my own selfish needs. You should be allowed to leave and return to your grove. I know you are concerned with your people's status. I can hear your thoughts." Stump rum-tiddly Stoops stood still, flatly acknowledging his words. Crankshaft stands up and immediately begins packing a bag. He plants some items for use for his servant in the case that it would need aid deep within the tunnels of the Bellowground. He then leads it to a door of the closet. As he opens the closet, the smell of earth and soil, must and mold greets the both of them. Crankshaft wrinkles up his nose, but Stump shivers with glee. The Bellowground awaits. Beyond this closet, there's a hole surrounded by a burrow of dirt and stone. This leads down a shaft guided by a ladder that descends deep into the ground, far underneath Bonzaro. Stump bows low and begins to walk toward the hole. Crankshaft stops the Myconid and says, "Oh, no, you're not going alone. Hold on a second, and let me make a call." Earlier that afternoon, you were preparing a light snack after your midday chores. Now within your quarters, you can still hear the noise outside through the thin walls of your dwelling. And as you sit there eating your snack, how do you appear? And what do we see?
I am a level 1 dwarf. My name is Rurik Steelfist, and I work here at Baldtop Library.
And as we look around your room, we see stacks of books. We see a mop and a bucket, shovels and tools for cleaning the garden. You've had many chores while here at Balltop Library. What are some other tools and items that we see in your room?
First off, my spell book. Maybe some extra pair of robes.
Suddenly, you hear a distinct series of knocks at your door and recognize it as the secret code of your friend Crankshaft.
Come in.
Rurik! I'm sorry. I didn't know I was interrupting snack time. How are you doing, my dwarven friend?
Good, just finished with some of my chores.
Always working, are you? How's Baldtop treating you these days?
It's a lot of work, but eventually I get done with it.
It's a never-ending job, from what I understand. Have you you in line for any promotions, or you got any future plans?
I don't think so.
Crankshaft looks at you and smiles big and takes off his leather cap. Well, that's interesting, because that's exactly what I'm here.
Really?
Yeah, well, I was wondering if you had the opportunity or a chance, take a little time off work, and, well, you know Stump, my servant, it's wanting to go back to its grove.
Huh.
And I'm not wanting to part with Stump, and I don't think it's safe to travel alone deep into the Bellowground. I was hoping that you might be able to accompany Stump.
Yeah, but where is this, grove?
Well, Stump can take you there. It's not too far. Not gonna lie, it's pretty dangerous, from what I understand, and pretty far. It's past a few lakes, but it's only 5 miles deep underground, past some caverns, across a great chasm. I'm not making this sound very safe, am I?
Nope.
Well, you were the first person I thought of. I know you have some experience underground, and it won't bother you being out of the sunlight for a while. I just can't bear to part with Stump going, by itself.
I guess a little vacation might do for my work. So, yeah, sure, I'll do it.
That's a great attitude. I got everything packed up that you might need. If you can, set out as soon as possible.
Okay.
As you pack up your supplies for that day, how do you prepare for this unexpected journey?
I'm grabbed my extra robes and spell book, maybe a few books from my shelves. And I'll grab some, pillows and blankets, not knowing if the mushroom needs.
As you pass through Crankshaft's cottage, you walk through his halls and he presents the closet door. This is safely into the Bellowground. It'll save you a little bit of time. It's a pretty nice carved path that I had carved out for actually quite a while. Some dwarves from Grovelore helped me out. That's where you're from, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I've packed y'all plenty of rations for the trip there and back. Hope it doesn't take too long. Stump stands there quietly, this mushroom person, looking at you with nothing packed except a bag of rations, a little handbag that it's carrying.
Hi.
As you greet the mushroom, make a Constitution saving throw.
7.
The mushroom makes a sound that can only be explained as a sneeze. Its body shivers, and suddenly a small cloud erupts from where its eyes should be. You feel a slight tickle in your nose. Your eyes begin to water. Crankshaft simply smiles and shakes his head. And inside your head, you hear a voice. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Are you there? Oh, you can hear me? Good. Hi, I'm Stump from Tiddly Stoop. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Why are you making me cry?
Oh, making you cry?
Or my eyes are watering, so...
Oh, I do apologize. I may have used a few too many spores in order to establish a telepathic link between the two of our minds. We are now connected in thought, at least for the next hour. Are you familiar what an hour is?
Yes.
Ah, good. That is a division of 60 minutes of time,
Yes.
or 360 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. We both understand the same thing then. This is great. I will think of what it means to cry and get back to you as soon as possible. Will you be needing any assistance while you assist me in my travels?
Yeah. One to actually get to this, spot we wanted to get.
It shouldn't take any more than 6 sunlight days. But in the case of traveling through the Bellowground, time will feel very random and unexperiential as we will not be able to visualize the sunlight.
Okay.
Will that be a problem for you?
Not too much.
Well, if it is, might I offer a solution? She points over to a small table sitting outside of the study hall. Crankshaft says, "Oh, of course, how did I forget?" And Stump then brings over this small little half globe, a domed glass that is accurately displaying the amount of sunlight that is in your current location.
Oh, this is cool.
It is very cool, yes. It's very warm when the sunlight is out, and you can see our correct location upon the plane of Bonsaro and the light that is currently manifesting over it. This will help keep you oriented to your own time zone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Would you like to carry it?
Yes.
Wonderful. I am very excited about this adventure, very eager to get back to my grove and discover the status of my people.
I guess we'll start traveling.
You are very eager, as am I. We will make a great team.
Yeah.
The door closes behind you. For hours you travel through darkness, lit by whatever torches and lights and lanterns you carry. For hours the earth beneath you is soft, peppered by rocks at your feet and roots that descend from the ceiling. After a little bit of time, your stomach begins to rumble, indicating it is time to eat. You find a small little alcove where a campsite has been made. Bits of Crankshaft's furniture has been lined up to provide some level of comfort and security as you descend underneath the earth towards the Bellowground. Please make a perception check.
6.
6. You experience a negative smell. What might it be?
I think it's just like the rats crawling around and the dampness. Undergroundy.
The spores emit from Stump once again. Do you resist this time, or do you receive the telepathic link?
I will receive it.
How are your eyes?
Doing okay.
Oh, wonderful. I tried to be a little more gentle.
Yeah. It reminds me of allergies.
Allergies?
Yeah.
Would you care to explain?
It's like, flowers, plants.
Very familiar, yes. I can name many species of flowers and plants.
Sometimes they give this stuff off, kind of like spores, but it's called pollen. And it makes my eyes water.
Pollen makes your eyes water?
Yeah.
Is this a fact that is true of all dwarves, or simply your individual experience?
My individual experience. You might meet some that also.
Is there such thing as a remedy, or a immunity, a tolerance that one might build up against this pollen?
Yeah.
Stump looks over at your books. and says, "Have you discovered a remedy in those books of your own?"
No.
And what purpose do they serve then?
Just some research I've been doing, and some encyclopedias on creatures down here, just so I can know.
Ah, yes, it would seem wise to be prepared. There are many creatures in the Bellowground, many predators. I will not lie and say that we are at the top of the food chain down here. In my grove, we were mostly sheltered and protected. Occasionally there would be an elven raid. They are very insidious people. They have their own culture. Great cities, vast cities expanding deep into the Bellowground. But they are vicious and harmful to our species. There are many wandering creatures in search of simply a meal. And those creatures I feel like we can barter with sometimes. In that case, it's simply to be a difficult prey. There are also some of your own kin down here. Dwarves of paler skin that have never seen the light of day. Are you familiar with these cousins of yours?
I've heard about them in some book.
It seems that you have spent much time in books and little time in walking the paths of the Bellowground.
Yeah, it's got a job over there by the library, so spend a lot of time reading.
As much time as I spent in the library, books did not interest me. I learned very quickly that it is impolite to establish a telepathic link in someone's mind without their permission. Oh, strange ways. As you were conversing, the smell of rats disappear. The dampness remains. You hear a low growl, and then a crack of bone. How do you respond?
Do you know what that is?
I did hear that. As you speak in each other's minds, you make no sound with your voice. Stump remains still, and it slowly moves up against the wall, standing still. At this point, you see that this myconid creature, though it has arms and legs of stumpy, fleshy appearance, if it remains still, it appears as nothing more than a fungal plant. You, however, look at your own robes, your books. You stand out quite starkly in this underground environment.
I'm gonna try and go to the darkest spot, but even though if the creature can see in the dark.
Would you have a source of light at this moment?
Well, the globe might. Does it? You said it gives off light.
Yes, a little bit.
So it might give off light.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I could use that to see, maybe.
Mm-hmm. And your intention is to go to the darkest spot? Go ahead and make a stealth check.
14.
And your difficulty was a 4 to beat. You move near the alcove and press your body up against it, shielding the light under your robes, allowing your eyes to adjust to the darkness. Stump is quiet as the soil itself. The tunnels that you are in right now are rising to about 15 feet high, creating quite a spacious environment. Now lumbering through the tunnels on the way towards Crankshaft's cottage, from back the way you came, is now a bipedal creature, a large lumbering giant with one eye, and a long shaggy beard, wearing nothing but a despicable, disgusting loincloth. In its hand, it is dragging a corpse. It's walking past you slow. This cyclops sniffs around, then wags its head and continues to walk past you. Stump says in your mind after a moment. I think it's gone.
Maybe.
We will lose our connection soon. Are you all right?
Yeah.
You hid well.
Yeah.
You will do well in the Bellowground. I think we will be arriving just fine.
Yeah, I hope.
Having avoided the Cyclops, how do you proceed?
Once I know it's for sure gone, I will eventually get out of that little area I found and continue walking, but a little more cautious.
Very well. Make a survival check.
10.
10. Moving on through the rest part of this day, you move cautiously and slowly, but you move through the tunnels safely. The dome light begins to fade, indicating that it is night, and certainly your body is becoming tired. The tunnel begins to open up into natural caverns, stalactites hanging from the ceiling, stalagmites, and pits in the earth. The air is heavier, denser, thicker, but something about your dwarven heritage seems to enjoy the senses of the Bellowground. Far below the earth, you never have to worry about hitting your head, for you're able to move through caverns and tunnels, under rocks and over hills, and the Bellowground expands towards you.
Wow, this place is amazing. Which way?
And you hear nothing.
I don't know. I'm gonna look around and see if the mushroom is still there.
The mushroom is still there. It moves closer towards you, but you cannot hear its thoughts at this moment.
I guess we should set up camp, since by the look of this globe thing, it's night.
Make your survival check to ensure a safe camp.
11.
11. How do you prepare in this cavern?
I'll get some materials out for some of my spells, and I'll make a little flame. And is there any wood around here, or is it just caverny? Or did we bring any?
In order to determine if you brought wood, you'll make a history check. In order to determine if there is wood, you'll need to make a nature check.
I'll see if it brought wood.
Okay.
I got a 10. I guess no fire tonight. I'll start setting up a bed. Like the pillow I brought and the blankets.
And the other pillow?
I guess I'll just set it down.
Stump moves over to a corner and hugs the wall and shrinks a little bit. It's almost like sticking to the ground, appearing as nothing more than a mushroom at this moment. The pillow is laid upon the cold stone ground, the blanket over your body. It's quiet. Occasionally you hear the flapping of wings, the dripping of water. You feel a low draft wind blow through the cavern. But very soon, all you hear is the beating of your own heart, the breathing of your own nose. Quietly, sleep overtakes you. And so for now, our story concludes. Every story comes to an ending, so for now we must conclude. Thank you for listening, Sojourners. Your attention will not go unrewarded, and we look forward to continuing this adventure. If you enjoyed this background music and ambiance, you should visit Tabletop Audio. You can find them at www.tabletopaudio.com. For articles on playing your very own Dungeons & Dragons games, visit www.sojournersawake.com. You You can also find us being inspirational on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you are excited to see what lurking monsters and dangers there are within the Bellowground, then make sure to go to your favorite podcasting platform and leave a rating and review. I'm sure this will give Rurik all the help and luck he needs on his adventure. But however you choose to sojourn with us, as always, may your story continue.